Dirty 30 Chats.
Dirty 30 Chats.
You got it. Welcome to Dirty 30 Chats. It's
Hello.
so good to have you here.
Hello.
How are you feeling today?
Good. I'm a little bit nervous. Yes.
Aren't we both?
Yes. First podcast for you.
Yes, very exciting. You're my very first guest at Dirty 30 Chats. But the funny thing is you're not even...
I've got about 6 months left, not even.
But I feel like you are part of the 30 Club. Anyway, so a little intro. Meg is a graphic designer who moved from Newcastle all the way to Margaret River after having done a lap around Oz, visited family in Margs, and she just fell in love with this place. She was one of the lucky COVID people to find an amazing house in Margaret River and buy her first home at 26.
Yeah, like 25.
25. Yeah. Pretty wild.
Yes. I was lucky though, it was cheap then.
It was. But you and your partner Joel, who you've been with for a very long time, you did it.
We did it without looking at the house.
Yes.
Just bought it
Bit of online shopping.
Bit of online shopping.
Yeah.
Bought in COVID, online shopping. And now we live in it.
So good.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that later on because that's something that I do want to touch on. But basically you were working remotely by then and you'd had your business designed by Meg for a bunch of years before.
Yeah, probably about 4 years, but just dabbling.
Yes.
I'd probably I'd only been doing it full time for like a year.
Yeah. And you'd been doing some, casual work for some agencies or clients in that time. And then you moved here and that's when you went full time with your business, your graphic design business.
Yep.
And then, I just met you, I think, at your peak. Or like coming out, rewind. I had met you, so you made the move to Margaret River in the midst of Margaret River winter, which was pretty grim.
Yeah, we got here in June.
Yes.
So that was very grim.
It was very grim, and you didn't know many people, if
I
not
knew
anyone.
no one.
Yeah.
Literally no one.
Yeah.
I was kind of forced to go into it full time because I didn't have anything else.
Yeah.
So, it worked though. Like it was fine.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And you got your puppy Clover shortly after.
Yeah, thank God.
Yes.
She just kind of fell into our laps really. Yeah, we got her, 2 months, 2 or 3 months after we had moved here.
Yeah.
So that was good. She kept me busy.
Yes. And thanks to that, I met you at a local coffee shop.
Yeah.
And that's been, 3 years now?
Yeah.
So we both had, I have an older Kelpie and you had Clover as a puppy and we're both sitting side by side at this local coffee shop and then we're both chatterboxes. So it took us like 2 seconds to actually be
start
like,
talking.
oh my God!
Straight away.
Yeah, and Clover was such a tiny puppy.
That was her first time out of the house.
Like she wasn't fully
No,
vaxxed yet.
she wasn't actually meant to be out.
Yeah.
So I think I was kind of holding her.
Yeah. And then I was melting and I offered to hold her while you had to go order it inside. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, everyone was just so nice here. Like, I feel like in cities you meet people and you don't really connect. But I remember you just were like, oh, you don't know anyone yet? Like, give me your number. And I was like, oh, I'll never hear from her.
Yeah.
Like literally thought that. And then I think you messaged me like 2 days later or something to go for a walk.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then our dogs didn't want to have a bar of each other at first. Well, Vita does not like puppies. So she was like,
fair enough.
Get away.
Fair enough.
And Clover just wanted cuddles all the time.
Yeah.
Clover was so cute.
She's so cute.
Yeah. But yeah, so a few things that I want to point out from when I met you and that I was like, oh my gosh, this chick is so cool that I feel like many people would benefit from hearing.
It's so funny because I don't feel that at all.
I know you don't. But I'm here to just cheerlead along the way. I think one of them was, how you had your business and you were doing your casual work for different clients, I guess, and still doing a bit of your own freelance stuff. But then I guess you had a taste living here of, slowly finding a really good groove with work, slowing down from being in a city, really setting some boundaries up too with clients, being like, this is not sitting well with me, you're not paying enough, this is just a bit of a headache, and then slowly being like, I want to take this to my own terms. And you'd obviously built a bit of a growing community on socials, which at the time maybe was way easier than it is now to even grow followers.
I don't even neglected now.
Fully. And I feel like at that point you were like, okay, unconsciously but also consciously being like, let's see how much I can grow this business too. And really envisioning that you wanted to have a tier of pricing and a type of client that would come to you. And I feel like I kind of just witnessed that happen the moment you were living here.
I was really motivated when I first got here. I think I came in with like, we came here and Joel, my partner, didn't have a job yet, so it was kind of all on me for a little bit. And I just had like, a lot of energy, I guess, and time. Like I didn't know anyone, so it's not like I had heaps of social activities going on. But it was good. And I had also been doing lots of little courses at that time, which I think gave me the confidence to kind of set a bit of a structure up, which I hadn't really done before. It probably was, it was pretty much as soon as we moved here. And gave me full-time work.
It's amazing. And I remember, I think that summer, and we'd become quite close quite quick. You were already having, I don't know, like some weeks you worked, a bit less, and other weeks you work a bit more, and then you just have you used to have such a flexible agenda. And I remember looking at that being like, this is so cool.
Yeah, I did. And it's really good from the outside and from the inside. Like I was literally I would look at like my diary the week before, look at the surf report, look at the weather, and I would literally like put into my diary like when I was going to go surfing and then kind of work around that. But I think also the other thing you've got to remember is like when I'm not working, I'm literally not making money either. So it's all well and good, but then it's like, oh, okay, I probably need to work a little bit more. And not like I was taking the piss, but I definitely wasn't like, I wasn't working full time as much as I felt like I was. I wasn't at all. But that's okay.
It is.
We moved here for lifestyle, so it's not like I moved here to hustle anyway.
And I feel like that was the most inspiring thing. Like your lifestyle came first. And work, it was like an ambition of yours, but it was just on the sideline too. Like you were very conscious of like, I mean, you've always been a yes girl. Like I know out of like any friend, if I want to do something, I'm like, Megsy, and then she's like, and like it's always been a yes, which I love. But I think that was really inspiring because for someone that is in the thick of a hustle culture, like I wasn't, maybe like leaving out a bit more of now. But it was like, oh my gosh, you don't have to work every single day of the week plus weekends to actually make a decent wage. But also the trust that maybe you were growing in being like, okay, well, this is me, this is what I want to do. And then some weeks I'm going to work more, some weeks I'm going to work less, but it pays off for this life I'm living.
Exactly,
Which is so important because money isn't the end.
And Margaret River is such a good place to do it because I feel like so many people, like a lot of people do work really hard, obviously, but a lot of people also, a lot of people that live here are lifestyle first people, I feel. And so many people don't work Monday to Friday here. Whereas like if I was back home in Newcastle, all my friends work Monday to Friday pretty much, or if it's not Monday to Friday, it's like always full time. So I feel like here is the perfect place to sort of experiment with that. But I mean, you just got to adjust your lifestyle to fit and also like not spend too much money.
And so tell me a bit about your business and I guess the type of client that you found, a bit of your purpose within your work and being like, this is the kind of business that I want to work for, from your different learnings from being with different clients of all sorts.
Well, pretty much I knew who I didn't want my clients to be mainly. And that's because I when I first moved here, actually, I was still working part-time with an agency and a lot of their clients was very corporate, which was great experience. And obviously they're the clients with more money, but it was definitely not who I wanted to be working with, especially as a freelancer. I don't really like the term niching down too much, but it kind of naturally did happen that way. I guess I attract small to medium businesses, whether it's a startup or a rebrand. So generally, clients with a slightly lower budget, but they're the people who are like excited and like very grateful, and I like that sort of thing. I like helping people start as opposed to, a grumpy old businessman who's been in business for 20 years who probably has a high budget, but that just doesn't appeal to me at all. So yeah, I naturally attract, people in the health and wellness space, like lifestyle, some like hospitality sort of clients and that sort of thing. And yeah, honestly, I have only recently just started kind of attracting local clients. I hadn't even dove into Margaret River yet just because all of my connections are on the East Coast. So it was so good that I could do that. And yeah, I kind of only had like my first in-person meeting this year, since being over this side of the country. It's all been online, which is good, but it's also, very isolating.
Fully.
At home every day on your own. But yeah.
And what would you say if someone was starting their freelance journey now as a graphic designer, what would you say from your end the pros and the cons have been over the time, the many years you've been doing it?
Yeah, as a freelancer.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, pros, what we've just said, lifestyle, flexibility, working when you want, working with who you want, being able to say no. If you're at an agency, you can't really just say to your boss, I'm not doing that project, whereas I could do that. Also, being the one to kind of be in control, which I'm a bit of a control freak, so I kind of like to be across all communications and that sort of thing, and set your prices, I guess. You definitely make more money as a freelancer, I would say. I mean, I've never worked in like a big company or something, but as opposed to working in an agency, you definitely make way more money as a freelancer. And cons would be, your standard no sick leave, no holiday leave, which last year I took 3 months of holidays off over the year and I didn't get paid for any of it, but whatever. Self-motivation. Like, when you're at work, you're there for an 8-hour day or whatever, you're getting paid for that whole day, essentially. Yeah. For me, if I'm procrastinating all morning, that's, and I'm like, this is actually meant to be a full work day. That's a whole day that I'm not really making money, if you look at it like that. Yeah, I'm pretty bad at procrastinating. And being creative all the time is really hard. Like some days you're just not feeling it. And I am someone who I'm quite like, I would say the hardest thing for me is I'm a very sensitive person. So I would often, lay in bed at night and think about everything I had to do, or think about some feedback that wasn't positive or things like that. I'm not really someone who can just like take a comment and shrug it off, which is probably the most draining part of it for me. Different personality types. Like I feel like you're pretty similar to me, but I look at some friends and I'm like, you would be the perfect freelancer because you don't get too, rattled by situations. But yeah, the pros outweigh the cons. It's just a lot of work. I feel like a lot of freelancers, and I see this just in the freelance community that I have on socials and stuff, I feel like so many designers are like on this roll, like they're on such a good work high for 6 to 12 months and they're absolutely smashing it, and then you can actually see a lot of people that crash. And I mean, I've never been active enough on socials, but there are a lot of designers, similar sort of vibe to mine, that I've seen that are like, on this role, releasing all these courses, doing all this, helping other designers. And then you can actually tell that they've plateaued or just burnt out, I think.
Fully.
Yeah, because they just go MIA for months and months. So I think keeping it up is really difficult.
Yeah, because I think there's definitely a common thread with any freelancer or small business owner where you are the person that needs to do it all, right? You do your admin, you do your outreach, you do your marketing, you do the actual work, and especially in a creative environment where you don't really have a to Z kind of system. It is so tricky to do it all. And I guess for me, from a marketing perspective, what I've always heard from small business owners was, I don't have time for socials, I don't have time for marketing, because it's so draining. And also putting yourself out there, which is already quite cringy. Here we are.
Yes, here we are.
But I think that's definitely something that's probably a common thread between
for sure.
any small business owner.
I reckon like 90% of business owners will say that they hate doing their socials. And it's so funny because at the moment I'm managing the socials for a local business here. Fine. 3-4 posts a week. And if I had to do a post on my socials 3 to 4 times a week, oh my God, like I couldn't.
No.
I actually couldn't.
It's so true.
I think like honestly, I always say this, but I just haven't done it. in an ideal world, I'd just outsource mine, but still
Fully.
haven't done it. So.
But you were pretty good. So speaking about outsourcing, the moment that you were seeing or wanting to grow your business and you were doing some courses at the time, I remember you invested in your platform, your systems platform.
Yeah, like setting things up.
Yeah, and that was a game changer to get invoices paid on time, to get everything happening on time.
Yeah, and I spent a fair bit of money on that. I just was really trying to set it up on my own, and it just wasn't, for whatever reason, I just couldn't quite visualize it all. And so I just paid someone to do it, and it definitely streamlined my processes. I don't want to say it was a waste because I'm not really using that at the moment, but it's still there for when I decide to pick it back up again.
Fully. And one of the things I think now will bring a bit of context as to what you're doing now, what you've done recently this year, quite connected to stepping away from that hustle culture and really being mindful of when you're falling into that and when you can step out of that, which I think you've built quite good knowledge and wisdom around that. But I think what's been really cool, again, seeing that growth from when I met you and then 3 years later, is that even at times where you've taken a step back from your business and posting on socials, it's been quite, still a bit challenging, but quite smooth transition to find clients again. You can kind of like swing back to it. And that I think is quite a key milestone of success, because you still have your community that even, the word of mouth continues to spread and you can still find clients.
True. Yeah. So even when I did step away from my business at the start of this year slightly, I was still getting inquiries through and stuff, which was great. And I have a friend in the space who, she hadn't really started up her business as, full-time as mine, because she'd had kids and whatnot. Yeah. So, she just reached out to me one day and kind of said, if you ever have any extra work, I'd love to chat or whatever. And it was perfect timing. So I actually was just able to pass these clients on to her kind of over the last 6 months while I wasn't taking on clients. So it's still kind of, it wasn't a no from me. It was great, but I'll have you work with a colleague. And that kind of kept them, not that I was posting anything on socials, but at least I was kind of, still there and able to help people find a designer. And then, kind of as soon as I had the extra time, it really just was good timing that I was able to pick up a couple of clients. And starting with another one next week, which is good.
So good.
Yes, I'm still very MIA online, but...
But it's a good sign though. I always say when you don't have to post and still have work coming in, again, another good... Yeah. And
I think I've kind of just lent into that. I'm like, oh, whatever, I'm just not going to force this anymore. When I have time, I'll do it. But if it's going to stress me out to get a post up this week, I'm just whatever.
Yeah. I think both being quite anxious girlies in our personal lives. Exactly. It's just empowering to see someone be able to take that step back. Not saying that it's perfect the whole time, but just being well, that's going to stress me out. What am I going to do about it? Or, should I do it? Or just drop that idea. So I think that's really cool, because you recently went through a bit of a more stressy change with work. Yeah. But it's good to also flag why you did that, right? So you've been doing your own business for some years, doing it remotely, which was quite lonely in a way. And then we both had similar journeys in the sense of suddenly receiving a pay slip from an employer. Felt really good.
So easy.
Something you're like, okay, I'm investing my time and my energy, and I don't have to stress about that money coming at the right time that I need it at the end of the week or fortnightly, whenever it is. Yes. And then that was a shift. But tell me how you felt in that transition, and if that's something that you think you want to pursue more.
Well, I'm kind of one of those people who, if I'm in a rut or I can feel it coming on, you know how there's those people who just do the same job for 10 years when they hate it? I am not like that. I'm very proactive. As soon as I kind of feel something, I'm like, oh, no, because I just don't like that feeling. So the end of last year, I was feeling just, the first 2.5 years working here, full-time, freelance, solo was fine. And then I don't know, you just get unmotivated, bored, lonely, I'm an outgoing person, and some days I literally wouldn't speak to anyone because I'm just if I'm like have a big work day, I might go for a walk or something, then I just work and I haven't said a single word to anyone all day.
Crazy, just to your dog.
Yeah, literally, like for context, my partner works away. So like, yeah, some days I was just like, wow, it's been, I would like go and order a coffee out just so I could talk to someone.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I decided to kind of just see what was out there and didn't really expect to find anything in Margaret River. And a teaching job at the TAFE came up, which is like just down the road from our place. So I applied for that, and then also another job managing a wellness sauna ice bath place came up. So I applied for both of those. Long story short, ended up getting both of them. And yeah, I've been doing that this year. So I'm still working at the sauna ice bath place, and yeah, that is just, you know,
pays the
bills,
pays the holidays,
30 hours a week, but you know, you get all of those sick leave, holiday leave, consistent pay, and that was something I hadn't had in years. And yeah, my semester at TAFE was both challenging but really good, and I would definitely do it again. And yeah, again, just sick pay, holiday pay, good pay, structure in my life. And yeah, now that one's over, that's why I've started freelancing again, because I only work 30 hours at Mend, and I do have an extra, you know, few hours in my week. But yeah, I don't see myself going back to full-time freelance anytime soon. I'm like really loving it, and I'm loving, like, I feel like I've got a new, what's that saying? A new pep in my step? No. Skip in my step? What's that saying? Oh, I can't even think. But yeah.
I like it. I've never heard of it.
It's a saying. I don't know. I'm butchering that. But yeah, I'm like excited to do freelance projects now because I've had that time off.
Fully.
And yeah, it's just the comfort of having consistent pay coming in on the side, which like when you're starting out, I always did that. I always had something on the side, but for so long I didn't. But God, it is nice to just not have to like invoice and chase for money. Yeah, I honestly, it's so funny because you think that you want one thing and then you have it and then you want the other thing again.
Fully.
Like you did the same sort of thing.
Same.
I don't know, I think our personalities are the same in that we don't like doing the same thing for too long. Like I don't see myself ever having the same job for 5 years.
Literally.
Like, and I don't think that's a bad thing. They're always intertwined in some way, or it's always sort of in the design creative space.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just like to do different things.
Yeah. And I think it's so good to find people around you that vibe in that way, because it's so, you're just kind of like not really following the norm in some way. Although I think our generation is pretty good at that. But I'm the exact same. Like I just can't think that long term and be like, that's going to continue making me happy,
No,
you know?
neither.
Like it's never, I think there's an element of firstly trusting in that things that will work for you. We both, I mean, many people will, but we both struggle a lot with imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
But then I think you deep inside really know when things are going to happen, even if the doubts are really loud. You're like, oh, I have a good feeling about it. I think this went well. And then, you know, you got both jobs when you thought you would only get one or the other.
Yeah.
And you made it work.
Yeah.
You know, you weren't
exactly.
even sure if one would be like, no to this or vice versa. And you just smashed it for 3 months, knowing, again, I'm going to be stressed out. But then, you know, in hindsight, you actually did so well. You were like, I was stressed, but I was good.
It was a lot, but there was an end date. So
yeah, exactly. Which also helps.
Yeah.
And I think, just knowing, I think it comes down to knowing yourself.
Yeah.
You know, because it's so easy to get caught up in what salary someone offers you or what conditions someone offers you, or think on what other people are doing and why you're not doing the same.
Yes.
But I think that's just so important at this point in time to just be so comfortable with your own, you know, the way you operate. And I can fully
well, that's the
relate to
thing.
that.
It's not for everyone. Like, if you're someone who money is the number one priority to you, this lifestyle is not for you. But like none of my decisions have been based around money. Even when I started at Mend and then I did get offered the TAFE job at full time, it was significant, like double the money. And I said no because I was liking where I was.
Fully.
So yeah, it's just like everyone, and there's nothing wrong with having that as your priority.
Fully.
It's just not mine. And I mean, like, you know, not everyone's in the position to choose lifestyle first. Like, definitely am lucky to have that privilege to make that decision. But if you're someone who like you want to be earning really good money and climb the ladder, like freelancing is probably not the choice for you.
Fully.
So yeah.
I agree. I love that. And before we wrap up, I just wanted to touch base on a bit of like mental health stuff that we both kind of struggle with and normalize the fact that many people struggle with mental health. I remember I always, it's one of those things that when you first meet someone, we all look so composed and we're so content and it's so nice to catch up and we're so good. And then obviously we met at an adult age.
Yes.
So we were meeting each other from, no context, no related friends or like anything like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like for both of us, the journey of being a freelancer and mental health had its effect.
Yeah.
Where, again, as a bit more of that anxious pattern, having that uncertainty really challenges our mental health.
Yes.
And we can both be quite flowy and be like, oh yeah, we'll see what happens. But at the end of the day, security becomes so important to actually live that lifestyle in, different ways. Having a secure home, having a bit of income secured, whatever it is. And I think I just wanted to flag it in the sense that freelancing and having your own business for some time, like I have done too, is great. But I think the reason why we then came to a point of like, well, I actually think I'm very happy being hired by someone and having freelancing be my side gig is the benefits to our mental health, being like, I'm no longer, like you said, going to bed with this constant chatter of all the things I need to do and I'm not doing enough here and I need to do that tomorrow. And just being able to switch off. And it's one of the best things we've both done.
Yeah, for sure. And it's just personality types. Like, I feel like I struggle so much to switch my brain off from thoughts, from whether they're like creative thoughts, bad thoughts, nothing at all. Like even last night going to sleep, what was I even thinking about? It was
the podcast.
Yes, I was going to bed. No, I was thinking about something. I think I was literally thinking about our Sri Lanka trip, like months away. And I'm literally going like, oh, where will I stay? And like, I couldn't get to sleep. And I was like, why am I thinking about this right now? And I actually had to like put some headphones in. Yeah. So like, that's just normal life. But when I was freelancing and constantly, procrastinating and going to bed without finishing what I had to finish, it was just like going and going. And it's so hard to switch off. And what you said, like we're all flowy and go with the flow la-di-da until we're not. And then it definitely makes you more anxious, kind of not knowing what's next or what money's coming in or, it's very unpredictable. So especially if you are someone who likes to have some sort of control, it's really hard.
Fully.
And again, just like dealing with clients and stuff, I am a people pleaser. Yeah, I mean, it has its pros and cons, but it is really hard to sort of not take things too personally. And that was what I was thinking about, like in bed at night. And to be honest, like 99% of the time, I always had happy clients. But
I cannot see anyone not being happy with your work.
But just like that 1% of the time, that I would like consume me to the point where my partner's like, this is so not normal, the way that you're just thinking and thinking and thinking about this. And he's like, you're actually making it up in your head. It's not even bad. Yeah. And so, it was like unnecessary worry. And then this year when I was working the TAFE job and the men job, I was working more hours than I ever had. But I was feeling, I was exhausted and mentally tired, but I was way less stressed than when I was working 30 hours
Isn't that
freelancing.
Crazy?
Yeah. Like, I mean, this opens up a whole nother, we don't have time for it, but I used to have so many like mental breakdowns and like I've in the past suffered from panic attacks and things like that. And we actually kind of laughed about it after, but Joel said to me, he's like, wow, you didn't have one mentee bee that whole period. And he's like, I thought for sure you were going to have like 5. Yeah. And I was like, wow, I actually didn't.
Proud of you.
So, which like that's normal for some people, but for me, I get very overwhelmed.
Same.
So it's funny how you can be working more, but less stress.
Yeah.
So.
There you go.
Bit of structure, I think, has helped.
Yes, structure helps. Yeah.
Yes.
And last question before we wrap up.
Yes.
Some exciting changes and things to look forward to next year.
Yes.
So we're starting off with a Sri Lanka girls trip.
We are.
Which is very exciting.
January. Yes, long time coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
But again, something to look forward to. And then some moves.
Yes.
Interstate moves.
Potentially. Yes. Or yes.
Potentially.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. But
Yeah.
no solid plans. But Sarah is going to come to the East Coast with me.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't know when, but
Yeah.
it would definitely be happening.
Yes.
Moving back over that side of the country.
Yeah.
And yeah, you'll be joining me, which will be lovely.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
We can't imagine not doing life close by. And what would you say is one thing that you'd like to accomplish next year? If we were to chat again this time next year or at some point next year, what would you be like, one thing that you're like, oh, this would be really nice if that happened?
It's so funny because the one thing I want to do next year is go on a girls' surf trip. And we're doing that.
Taking that off straight up. Start of the year.
Yeah, we're doing that. But also, when we do move back, I really wanted to get my business up and running.
Yes.
At a higher capacity again.
Yeah.
Because I won't have my job here.
Yeah.
So kind of like that's where I see that going is getting back on that.
And like we've said, you just have the perfect foundation to pick back up.
Hopefully.
Being over East, also way more potential.
Yeah.
Reconnecting with people, being able to do in-person meetings in Newcastle.
There's more work. There's
Yeah.
more work. So yeah, that's the plan. But
Cool.
we'll see. Anything can
Exciting.
happen. I
I
change my mind all
know.
the time, so you never know.
Yes, we shall see. But yeah, thanks so much for the chat.
Thank you.
I'm sure you'll be back on this again. And I'm sure whoever listens and is looking to start a freelance business and,
Good
you
luck.
know, good luck, but also lots to take from this. And I feel like it's just inspiring for many and myself included. So yeah, I'll make sure to tag Design by Meg on the show notes. And yeah, I'll chat to you soon on the potty again.
Lovely. Thanks.
Let's go for lunch and drink some wine.
Yes. About that time, I'm off the hook.